you came to parliament.
Yes.
1 year after, we're in the year of Toji Kwatako. You are among those ones who are the front line of pushing so hard. So somebody would say, is Allan Sewanyana a person who is a radical in a way?
No, not a radical in a way, because for us what we have are the hands and our own bodies. So we don't have guns, we don't have spears, we don't have pangas, we don't have anything, even sticks. We are not allowed to have them, unless if you are in your own farm looking after your cows, if you have some of them. But what we have are the brains and our own physical bodies that we can work with.
How were you affected by your incarceration in 2021? How did it affect you as a person, but also to your family? Maybe you had projects that were running.
Almost 2 years, we could not see our families. Even as our bodies were affected, our health was affected. You could even look what is happening to my colleague, Honorable Ssegirinya, today. And even myself, the day I came out of prison, I was very sick for almost more than 4 months without very good health. Even the body itself was not good. Tortured us psychologically, emotionally, and even our businesses were tampered with. We sold most of our property, and our families, most of our children dropped out of school. Then, because of management of the finances at home, which they could not manage, because as a man in your family, you know how to go about certain things and in certain situations. I had started in my own self-thinking of an idea of constructing a hospital for my constituents. And I thought that within 2 years it will be done and people will start enjoying the services of this hospital free of charge, most of them, and with better medical facilities, thinking that at least that will go down in history of this constituency. That I have done it. I had started a foundation, that is Allan Sewanyana Foundation, which could look after more than 200 people and students in this area by contacting friends to give me scholarships, talking to them how these scholarships, if given to my office, will benefit their schools in the area. We had contacted very...
What kind of life did you see in prison?
I saw so many things in prison which need to be changed. One, the welfare of the prisoners, the welfare of the prison warders, even the structure of the prisons cannot manage to keep people around. Its safety. So even the hygiene in the prison, it is not good. Thinking about the life in prison makes me even cry, because it was a very hectic. You come up with a program in the morning, midway through it is tampered with. You just move your life by the bell, by the ring of the bell, every time and then. Your mother can even come to visit you and you don't know. But she's sent away that, no, because of such and such a condition, you cannot be allowed to visit your son. But for you inside prison, you don't know whether she came or she did not come. But you can even meet someone who has chased away your mother and cannot tell you. The warder, the prison warder cannot tell you that, no, your mother came without such and such, but we told her to go back and come back another day. For you, you take it that, maybe she's forgetting about me. But when she came, even your wife, they can do it to him, to her. Against there, thinking that you are pretending. You sit in one position for one day, even tomorrow you come in the same position, because that's where you feel comfortable, and at least you feel your life can be there. You sit there for one day, you go back, you just move. You move in a space of 100 meters, not more than 100 meters. Inside out, inside out, inside out, inside out, and you cannot move there for more than 7 days. You sit somewhere for 2 or 3 days, they say, what are you looking at? What are you doing there? Are you digging a hole to escape? So they tell you, tomorrow don't sit there. You get another place where you could sit.
For the ordinary person, this has always kept me thinking. When they arrest an ordinary Ugandan today, possibly they will be suffering in there with their ailments if they had. But at least for the high-profile persons, whether in government, in politics, and so on, whenever there has been an arrest, what we hear next is this person's health is not good. What happens? Like for your case, both of you were not doing well. Did you go there while maybe you were not feeling well, you were sickly, or this just developed in prison?
Have health challenges. Even you might be having your health challenge, but the public may not know. You can manage it privately with your private doctors. That's what happens to most people. As we grow up, we get health challenges, which we learn to manage through our private doctors. So you can have it, people can see you as a normal person, but you have a health challenge. You can have asthma, but you cannot talk. It is you and your wife who knows. You can have so many diseases who you could manage when you are not in prison by yourself. You eat in time, you take your medicine in time, and you go for medical checkups in your own intervals according to what the doctor told you. So when you get a challenge like that where you cannot do anything by your own, so these health challenges begin to accelerate and become a problem very often because you are there, you are very helpless. So that's why you hear this one is very sick, this one is going to die. I could not even talk. I was swearing all over because of what I did not know. So I was almost dying in prison.
So can this then take away in people's mind that maybe when people are arrested, because there are always those allegations that somebody was injected with something and it is maybe the one causing this kind of health problems. Like if you look at the life of your colleague today, he is not okay.
Of course, you don't know what happens because you are in the hands of people you don't know, people you do not trust, the doctors you don't trust, the doctors who have command from people you do not know, and we have enemies. Be it political, being a public person, you have enemies, but you are in the hands of a person whom you don't trust. When you get a fever, you go to him, he injects you. You did not learn that they give such and such a medicine. You don't know the mixture of that medicine, but for you, they inject you, you start sweating, and at least the next day you become very well and say, okay, the doctor worked on me very well. Because that's the kind of life. But with the time, when you start feeling unwell, you start minding, thinking, what happened like 4 or 5 months or to 1 year ago? Because you were in the hands of a person, a doctor you never trusted. So that thinking, you cannot wash it away.
Almost 1.5 to 2 years, you were released. And people appear to have been taken by surprise. How were they released? How come all of a sudden the government was willing to see them released? There have been questions around that.
And for someone to allege such an allegation, maybe you just pray to God that for someone who is alleging such, let him or her be taken to prison and see how he can come out of prison and go and make negotiations for himself.
Do you think there is a possibility that somebody could have negotiated on your behalf?
No,
Because there were allegations at one point. Of course, Honorable Mpuga came out to deny that I've never done it.
That is propaganda.
Then the part,
You see, we have a government which has a very big propaganda machine. And some people in our opposition would want to take it because they have their own thinking about you. Maybe they are your competition. They would want to occupy where you are because we also have competition in our own parties.
the Allan Sewanyana that we used to know of KCCA, the Allan Sewanyana of the age limit removal, certainly has taken a little bit of a quiet life and is moving on.
Let me first tell you, one whom we said, negotiated, is not the one sitting in parliament when the opposition is saying, free our people. Yes. Is the person who is first to be at the party headquarters when there is some action to be done. The other time when government refused to open our headquarters that day, I was among the persons who went even on the ground to confront the soldiers who were guarding us and stopping us from entering our own offices, headquarters.
We hope that this interview has answered some of the questions that people have been having outside there. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.